Talk to us about Thaddeus Young. Solid performance tonight, 18 points. What was he doing that you really admired?
Well, he just played his game. You know, it wasn't like we were calling sets. You know, one thing Thaddeus does a good job is playing off of Jeff and Paul and Miles and those guys. He gets himself to the open spot tonight. A few times he got some deep post-ups. And, you know, his wrist is still bothering him. But in that position, as deep as he was, he can finish those plays. And just did a good job of sealing in the paint and finishing.
Talking about Thaddeus, he obviously can't shoot jumpers, it seems like, and still misses some easy shots. Is it at all tempting to hold him out longer just to let that wrist heal, or is he just too valuable to let him sit out that long?
Well, you know what I've been told, that injury won't heal until after the season. It's not something that if you give it time, in a week or two, you know, he'll be, of course, a little better because he's not getting whacked on it. But you know, you just have to play through it. We continue to take a close look at him when he's on the floor. You know, tonight he just showed how valuable he is, even with that sore wrist. You know, defensively he can do some things. Offensively, you know, he can still set screens and roll to the basket and finish in the paint. And you know, he was a difference maker for us in that first half.
You mentioned earlier the lack of turnovers and the improved ball movement. What was done or said in practice yesterday that kind of set this up? It was dramatically different than Charlotte.
Well, you just talk about, you know, the game that you just played. And in the game that we played in Charlotte, there wasn't any ball movement, a lot of turnovers, a lot of standing. You know, we was playing in traffic. I thought tonight we had more movement. You know, the best number on the page is 5 turnovers. And, you know, that's what we wanted to do. Our goal was to stay under 10 tonight. And then we had 27 assists, which shows the ball movement. You know, we shoot 11 for 23 from the three-point line. So we did a solid job offensively, but I thought it really started on the defensive end of the floor, getting some stops. After we settled down in that second quarter, I think they had 5 offensive rebounds in the first, only 2 in the second. We was able to pull away.
We talked before the game about Paul George and how many shots he should get up, that type of thing. He had 12 tonight. And he seemed to really be looking for other guys. He'd drive and kick out and so forth. Was that just what the defense presented him, or was that a conscious effort to play that way? Or?
I think he you know, was trying to get guys involved. And, you know, he's a team player. And I think he felt, you know, he took 25 the last game. He wants to get guys involved. And, you know, he, you know, passed up. I don't think he passed up any shots, but there were some opportunities where we felt he had an advantage, and he looked for his teammates. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You know, trying to play the game the right way. We needed him to knock down some shots. He did in that third quarter to, you know, extend that lead to about 20, and our second unit was able to, you know, finish the game.
Nate, you guys had the good start, but eventually Detroit comes back and ties the game at 65-65 midway through the third. You kept your starters on the game. You didn't call a timeout. What did you think changed from that moment on to allow you guys to get the comfortable lead to end the third? Well,
I thought the first unit was playing well, and they were, you know, doing a good job. And you know, normally I substitute Monte a little early for CJ to bring CJ back, but with Lavoie being able to play tonight, I could let that first unit go a little longer. And you know, they had a rhythm offensively. We needed to get some stops. We was kind of trading baskets there. But I thought they had a good offensive rhythm, and I just wanted to let them play as long as I could and start to slowly work our second unit into the game.